Good evening, Rocky sir.
Good evening, sir.
WhatsApp डालना पड़ेगा. Join करो
Yes,
करके
yes.
लोगों को.
I was just going to say that, sir. Your reminder is needed. but, sir, usually by 5 everybody turns up within 5 minutes of the
Yes.
session, 5 7 minutes. Hmm. Rathor sir?
Yes. Shall we start?
Yes, sir. I think, I don't know, but if you advise, we can, as you say.
Yes, 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 yes. This is you only.
Yeah, sure.
So, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to this evening session again by our Rocky sir. So, Rocky sir, without wasting any time, I hand over this to you.
Sure, sir. Yeah, yeah.
Go
So,
ahead.
friends, I hope you are all started with the Tableau software. So, if you have, then let me share my screen and we all can start our practice. Okay, so friends, I have just shared my screen. Could you please tell me, is my screen visible? Could you please confirm on that, any one of you?
Yes, yes, it's all right, sir.
Sure, sure. Thank you. Right. So, friends, let's begin with our next set of tryouts. I'm going back to the same PDF which has been given to all of you. So, let me just arrange my screen in a minute. Smaller. Okay, right. So let me recall. The last thing which we did at around 115 was self-experiment on how to create groups over the above map. Class should answer where do they find this useful. I didn't ask you this, right? But yes, I'm sure everyone will agree that once you make a map, and if you're able to group, you're able to find the total sales region wise, like an eastern region, or you're able to club certain set of states which come under a certain territory manager or under a certain sales manager. Think from the logistics point of view. Think from the point of view of a territory manager, from a sales manager perspective. He is more interested not to know sales only in need. For example, if you were the territory manager for iPhone products and you are the territory manager for the western region, then you are more interested to know about the sales factors in Maharashtra and Goa and Gujarat, not only Maharashtra. You're interested in the Western belt. So that's important with respect to their perspective. Okay. Now, what is my plan for today evening? Please let's scan through the planning. I have got about starting from number 10 up to a long list up to the 16th step, introduction to dashboards and storyboard. So we have about 6 or 7 tryouts. Plus, in between these tryouts, which I have not numbered, I have got 2 bonus tryouts also, which may not be in your PDF. I repeat, this bonus tryouts may not be in your PDFs. So I would, when I reach to this bonus tryout, I would request one of you to please check that are these bonus tryouts, so is the heading called bonus tryout given in the PDF? If it is given, great. If it is not given, then I'll share the steps over here once I do it over the chat so that all of you can also do it. Okay, so you can understand that 2 hours is going to be a lot of brainstorming work like yesterday morning. So, but we will try our level best not to exceed the lecture. By 7 or 7:05, you should be comfortable in a position of ending it. Okay? Let's move on to the 10th problem. See the behavior of filters, which we did in the morning also, couple of times, but we'll do it once again. Filters by dimension and by measures. Okay. So first we are creating a graph of subcategory versus sales. Let's quickly do that. Subcategory versus sales. So I'm taking subcategory. It's immaterial. You dump it in columns or dump it in rows. It's immaterial. So please don't worry about why is this misbehaving like this. Oh, took so much of time. Okay. Now I'm taking sales. So if I notice here, what do I see is I can see subcategory versus sales. graph has got made. Of course, it's erratic, not done any sorting. Like if I do the sorting in ascending order, going from the least to highest, I can see fasteners have the least volume of sales, phones have the highest volume of sales. Add category to filter. I'm saying add category to filter. And category, everybody knows, is a categorical data. It's a discrete data. It's a dimension. And when you add a dimension to the filter, it's going to filter on the discrete basis. So it's going to ask you want to filter on what? Now, here, we are not only going to do the generic filtering, we are also going to play with wildcard and with condition. So let's have patience. We're going to do with all of them. Furniture, office supplies, technology. Let me do first simple filtering. Let me select all, apply, and then say OK. Okay. So filter is ready. Add category to filter and notice discrete values on which filtering can happen. How do I filter? So you can't filter by keeping the filter here. No, you can't. So you have to click on the drop down of the filter and you have to say show filter. When you say show filter, the filter is going to come on the right side here. Now, because the screen is small, so this is looking very clumsy. Okay. So let's say that I want to compare office supplies versus technology. So this is the details indicated here of office supply. Let me expand it a bit so that you can see it more clearly. Let me make it full screen. Yeah, no, this is looking decent now. So office supplies versus technology. I'm only comparing two things. If you feel that which product like fasteners or labels or envelopes which belong to office supplies and which belong to technology, like you're unaware about it, then what you can do is you can add category to color marks card also, and that is a very clear cut indication that you have selected office supplies and technology being compared to each other. All the products in yellow are office supplies, all the product in red are technology. It's a very easy way to compare. Okay, right. So this kind of filtering we have done in the morning also, but we are going to go beyond it today, beyond it right now. But have you all been able to do till this point? If yes, done, please say basic filtering done. If you're done till this point, say basic filtering done. Okay. Jayashri, I think the last step of getting the colors, what I've done is that I've dragged the category into the color marks card. I've dragged the category into color marks card. That's the reason I'm getting the colors. Okay, right. So I believe most of the people are saying basic filtering done. Okay, now is the time that we should look forward to enhance our filters. Let me read the part of what is given here. It says undo the point B. Undo the point B, that is adding the filter to the adding category to filter. Add sales or some other measure to filter and notice an option for range of values. Okay, let's see. So what I'm doing now is I'm removing the category from the colors. Okay, I'll make it full screen. I'm removing category from the colors. I don't want any coloring effect. I'm also removing category from the filters. So there is no filtering now. So all the products are visible subcategory sales wise. So now instead of putting a dimension into the filter, I'm putting a sales. That means I'm putting a continuous measure. Sales is a continuous measure into filters. The moment I take a measure and dump it into the filter, I'm noticing a different interface because last time the interface was related to a dimension based filtering. This is a measure based filtering because this is a continuous variable. So for a continuous variable or for a measure, we have to apply some aggregate function. We can't move further without it. So he's asking us, requesting us, what aggregate function do you want? There is an alternative of not applying aggregate function and keeping the sales as a sales attribute by clicking here. But trust me, in this example, it will make no sense absolutely. Because there have been a lot of transactions of fasteners and labels. We have to submit. Either we submit, we take an average, we take a median or a count, something we have to do. Let me go for count now. Let me go for count. Let me know the number, not the sales. See, sales volume means what? Suppose, let me click on the next. I have selected count and clicked on next. Wait, it's building. Okay. So when I clicked on count and I clicked on next, it is showing me that the count of the subcategory items is minimum 68 and maximum 1523. Now, what does this mean? This means that if I just can do some rough work on my whiteboard, it will be more clearer. Suppose person A has purchased a phone from your website, and then there are some other more customers here who purchase something else. Again, there is a person called double A who's also purchased another phone from your site. Now, this is not a customer in retail customer. No, this is not a retail customer. This is a kind of a shopkeeper. So shopkeeper A purchased, let's say, 5 units of a particular phone type from you, and the shop double A purchased 15 units from you. See, when I'm talking about count, count is going to count phone as two. Count will count it as two. Count will say that there are two phone transactions in the database. What is sum of sales going to do? Sum of sales is going to add 5 and 15 and indicate as 20. So it is very natural that sum of sales is going to always have a much higher figure, because one sale transaction need not be of one phone. One sale transaction can be of many units. So I'm more interested to know how many individual transactions have happened which sold phone, or which sold fasteners, or which sold chairs, so on and so forth. Okay. So that's the reason I did for count of transactions. Now, why count of transactions could be important? See, count of transaction is a good indication of how many vendors you have. More the count of transactions, you have more vendors who are purchasing those products. Okay, now, so 68 to 1523. Okay, let me restrict this range that I want to know which products have sold with minimum 500 transactions to 1000 transactions. I repeat, I wish to know which products have sold between 500 to 1000 transactions, 1000 counts. I say apply and I say okay. I'm very confident and very sure that you may not be very comfortable with the fact that okay, these are indicating, but these are arranged according to sales figures. That's right. These are arranged according to sum of sales figure, but I'm filtering them on the basis of count of sales. So obviously you wish to know what is the count of sales here also. Now how to do that? So take the sales figure and add it to the text label. But when you add the sales to text label, by default it is going to be sum of sales. So you should go here and change the sum of sales, go to the measure and change it to count, because I have selected a filtering on basis of count. Please appreciate what I'm trying to say. What is visible to you, is sum of sales bar chart. But what text label I'm showing here is count figure. See, notice count. Now, if I look over here, count 796, 957, 775, 846, 617, 889 is an additional information. This is giving me the count figures for each. So if I hover over the phones, I can see phones is having 889 entries in my database. Total sales is whatever you can see, 3,30,000. Okay. So notice the difference. If I do a filtering over a dimension, I get discrete values: furniture, uh, electronic products, वगैरह वगैरह. When I do a filtering over one of the numeric variables, I get privilege to play around with the aggregate functions like count, median, mean, or sum. Okay. So how many people have done count of sales, filtering, as well as the text label will comment me, or yes, they will say count sales done. Okay. Now, so so the point that comes up here is that we have been able to filter count sales, and according to this, so this filtering has been done. Now, the fact remains here is this, that we have been able to filter on discrete value as well as we are able to filter on the continuous value. Now let us do one thing. Friends, let us remove this. Let me remove this. No filtering is being done. Let me read further, because let's go according to the tryouts which we have made, so that we are going very systematic. We shouldn't miss anything. Okay, let's have a look at the next thing. Work more with filters, which we're going to do with respect to point number 10. That means to tryout 10. The tryout 10 base out is this only, subcategory versus sum of sales. After making the graph subcategory versus sales, filter on category, filter on subcategory. Try top 10 entries by sum of sales. Try top 10 entries by sum of sales. Okay, let's try this. So filter on subcategory, not filter on category. And subcategory, everybody also knows that it's a discrete data. So I'll take subcategory here, I'll bring it to filters. Okay, and okay, let me take this full screen. Just a second. Let me take this down. Let me take this full screen, so you're able to see the whole screen very clearly. Okay, subcategory 2, filters. We want to talk about top filtering. So click on the top tab, please. Okay, now what? So there is none and there is by field. So let me choose by field. Okay, I've selected by field. Now it says top 10. This is the default value. You can change it, but I don't want to change it. Instead, what I want to do is, I don't want to say top 10 or top 8. No, that doesn't make sense. I want to create a new parameter. I want to create a new parameter. Please watch me carefully. Okay. Whatever is the parameter name which I wish to give, so I'll give the parameter name as top n. Now, the current value of n by default is taking as 10. That's okay. You can change it to 5 or 2 or 20, whatever you wish to. I'll keep it the default as 10, no problems. Range of values is taking for top n. That means n can vary from minimum 1 to maximum 100. That is also okay. Because to be very honest, we don't have 100 subcategory products. We have around 30, 20 or 25 subcategory products. So 1 to 100 is a very wide range. Can I say okay? Please notice, in by field, you have a parameter called top n. Now this top n is going to work on top n of what? N will be top, so when you say top performing items, so performing on what basis are we looking at? We're looking on basis of sales sum. We can change this value. We can, instead of sales, we can do something else also. Instead of sum, we can do something else also. But please remember, whatever you choose here, you will confuse yourself if it is not reflecting on the graph. The graph has been made. Let me click on apply and OK. The graph has been made on the basis of sum of sales. And if you are making the top n subcategory filtering on the basis of top n average sales or top n average profit, then you will confuse yourself. So that carefulness has to be there in us. Okay? Notice, because we made a top end entry here, if you just scroll a bit down, please have a look. Under category of parameters, I can see top end parameter has come. This top end parameter can also be shown. We can go to top end and we can say show parameter. So parameter will come on the right side. Please notice this. And it has a slider. So you can type in the slide, because it's sliding here, as you can see. If I say 16, then I'm going to see top 16 entries, top 16 subcategory subcategories according to sum of sales. But if you're not comfortable with sliding, because sliding doesn't give you precision, no? Because it slides too much or too less. So what we could do is we could go to the top end, drop down, and there are two options here. One is slider, which is by default. Other is type in. So I'm choosing type in. Now you have to type. So if you say 8 and press enter, you will see only 8 subcategory products, top and 8 category subcategory products. So that gives you a good freedom. Becomes easier to work with it, right? So how many people have finished with top n with this kind of type in entry? We'll say top n done. We'll say top n done. Okay. So quite a few people have said top and done, but I'm still waiting for a few more confirmations because they usually confirm. I'm still waiting one or two more confirmations because I know they're doing it along with us. Okay, right. So having said this, that we have been able to do top n. Now let us try. Let us again go back to full screen, friends. Let us try. I'll go back to subcategory here and I'll click on edit filter. Edit filter. Now in the category of edit filter, please notice that we selected top end, correct? But then other options also, no? We have checked generic, we have checked top. What about these two? Let's check them out also. Then go to wildcard. In wildcard, it is like which subcategory you would like. So I want to have subcategory which starts with let's say A. So I want to know all those subcategories which start with A. And if I say apply and I say okay, please notice. Now what I'm seeing is smart appliances and accessories are the subcategories which begin with A. The question which will come to your mind, I'm sure it is going to come to your mind, or rather it has already come. Rocky ji, you have filtered on subcategory which, that means subcategory products which begin with A. Then in this situation is top and applying. Like, I have nobody to comment on it. I'll just put 2 and see. You can have a look. So filtering of top N is also applying and filtering of A is also applying. Is it so? Yes, it is, no? Because if A wasn't applying, then you shouldn't have seen only appliances and accessories. There were other things also. They would have come. You want to check it? Let me go to subcategory, right? Edit filter and clear my A. And then say apply and then say okay. See. So if technically speaking, top end products, all of us know are chairs and phones. They are not accessories and appliances at all. Accessory appliances come far below in terms of sum of sales. So chairs is the highest in terms of count of sales because we are done filtering on count. And so Both are almost equivalent. Of course, I can sort it. We can get phones is higher and chairs is lower. So phones and then chairs in descending order, almost equal, but then still phones is higher. Okay. So now one more testing has to be done. I'll again go to edit filter and wildcard we have checked. Now I look at condition. This condition is exactly like that of SQL statement. In fact, wildcard is also like SQL statement. It's a like operator in SQL. And condition is like the where clause in SQL. So we're saying by field, sum of sales. So I'm looking out for those figures who are having a sum of sales, let's say, less than. Now, you know the sum of sales highest is 3,30,000. So we can say, let's say sum of sales is less than 1 lakh. Okay. Or you could look at, instead of sales, you could look at profit. So I'm looking out for those products whose sum of profit. Now, question is, what should I put? Less than what? 1 lakh? How do I know it should be less than 1 lakh? Now this is a very critical question. No? See, we do not know what is the range of profit. So how do you say less than 1 lakh? So what you can do, there is a button called load here. If you click on load, it will tell you that for the field called profit, the range of values are minimum minus 17,000 to a maximum 55,000. Thank God we didn't put less than 1 lakh. Everything would have come. Then what kind of filtering are we doing? So let me reduce it to 10,000. Now it makes sense. So I'm looking out for sum of profit less than 10,000. Remember, this is the sum of profit. Or I could say all those products whose sum of profit is zero, but the break even. That means they're not giving me loss, neither they are giving me profit, right? Or maybe I'll use greater than equal to zero. That means even if the product is giving me zero profit, it's okay, but at least the product shouldn't give me loss. So I'm looking at those products which are giving me zero or more profit. Let me apply. Let me say okay. Let me increase it to 20. Among the 20 top products, these are the products which are giving me zero or more profit. These are the products which are giving me zero or more profits. Okay, right? So as you could see, this is what is the picture, and I hope this is going very clear to each one of us. Okay, so please take 2 minutes, patient 2 minutes, no ghai ghai in this, and please try in the edit filter section wildcard as well as condition. If wildcard and condition both done, then please say me wildcard, comma, condition done. Good, but I'm still looking for a few more confirmations to come in. Wildcard, comma, condition done.
Yeah, hello, रॉकी सर.
Yes, yes, please tell me.
हाँ, वो यहाँ मेरा वो फिल्टर का हाइड हो गया सर. वो बाजू में नहीं, मार्क्स के ऊपर फिल्टर सब
You,
कैटेगरी दिख रहा है, वो हाइड हो गया. तो उसको अनहाइड कैसे करने का?
you mean
मैंने
to say
हाइड
this
कर
card is,
दिया.
एक second, समझा मुझे. You mean to say this card has got hidden or this
हाँ,
filter?
this
This
whatever you are
left.
showing हाइड card, yeah, this is.
Okay. I'll tell. Wait, I'll tell you. Yeah, sure. So, friends, in case if your filter gets hidden, there is an option. Let me search. Where is the option to show the filters? Is this? Let me first hide
एनालिसिस
it.
में है, एनालिसिस में फिल्टर है
Analysis नहीं नहीं analysis में sorry होगा. We have to look at filters. No, wait. Let me check. Worksheet. Show caption. Show summary. Show cards. Show cards. In show cards filter shelf.
अच्छा
ठीक है.
ठीक है सर मैं अभी ज्वाइन हुई कॉलेज से अभी आई तो लेट हो गया आज
No problem. No problem.
ठीक है
कॉलेज से आए मतलब you're traveling to college every day?
yeah I'm going to college every day and
Which college of Bombay are you? Bombay
no
or
I am from Hyderabad sir I am not from
oh,
Mumbai
okay. Hyderabad situation is far better. No issue.
yeah yeah worksheet show cards
Okay.
show filter shelf got it.
Yeah, please turn off your audio. Please turn off your
okay
audio.
okay yeah
Yes.
side
Yes. Okay. So, Dr. Chetna, now I can come to your query. Right. So, percentage of profit can you calculate by formula? Of course, we did it in the morning. Dr. Chetna, you forgot? We did it in the morning and we added to the tooltip. How you forgot it? We calculate percentage of profit, isn't it or not? Percentage of profit versus. So, we added a calculated field. Forgot? Okay. So, as you could see now is we arranged with respect to our filtering process, and this time the entire filtering process was done. So we have done with all the four options for dimension based filtering. Dimension based filtering is general filter, wildcard, condition, and top. Okay, so all the four options you have done. Now I'm removing this filter. I'm removing this filter out of the filters card. Okay, so there is obviously no filter as of right now. Fine. You'll be wondering then what is the stop n going to do? The stop n is going to do nothing actually. If you want, I will hide this card also. Huh? I'll hide it. So all the subcategories are visible here. Now what I'm going to do? I want to filter them on the basis of profit. You say, but profit to be filtered last time. Patience. No, you have not tried all the options. So I'm dragging profit now over filters. When I drag profit over all the filters, I'll keep the profit as sum of profit only because that gives me the idea of total profit. And I click on next. Look at all the options available. And notice these four options are different from the previous four options you saw because these four options belong to a continuous variable or a measure. Range of values, at least, at most, or special. You will also notice the sum of profit is giving an indication here that it goes from minus 17,725 to 55,617. Let me, what is the special? At least everybody understands. There's a lower range. At most, everybody understands this upper range. What is special? See what is special. Special indicates to you that you're talking of those records which are having not null values or all values. All values will be including all the values, including null and not null both. But in this case, all values are given. So there's no problem of not null values. You don't have to really worry about it. So still, if you choose not null values and say apply and say, okay, I don't see any change. I don't see any change. So it remains the same. Okay. So special values is per se of not much use in this case. Again, I go back to edit filter and I'm going to all values. I'm going to range of values. Now see what we're trying to do. Suppose if I set to at least 0, that means I'm same thing like what I did previously. I'm choosing only those products which have at least 0 or more profit. So at least 0 profit means very clear. Apply. Okay. So apply. Okay. Now the point is this. Key, when I say apply okay, it very clearly indicates to me that we are having a certain set of information over here, and these are the products which are giving me profitability which are in positive. Yes. So indicate that I can take profitability, add it to colors. These are all giving you profits in positive, as you could see. 950 is positive, 55,000 also is positive. Remember, there's no negative coming. Morning we saw negative also, yellow to blue. We're seeing now blue to blue. Okay? So this gives you an indication of positive profit. So what we've done right now is we have checked up all the options of dimension based filtering, and we also checked all the options of measure based filtering. So can you please confirm with me that have you also done measure based filtering? So if you've done it, say measure based filtering done. Okay, right. Fantastic, friends. So because I've done measure based filtering, I think now we can look at the next tryout step. Let's see what has to be done. Now, like, of course, the tryout is giving you an idea what has to be done. Try top 10 entries by sum of sales. We did this. Try more top and bottom options also. Okay, now I can leave that for you to try more top and bottom option. That means top on basis of count or bottom on basis of count. That means which are the least 5 selling products. Not the top. The least 5 selling products. You can do it by bottom. There is an option of top and bottom both. Okay. So would you like to try for bottom now yourself? I'll give you a hint. I will remove some of profit from here, from the colors also, and I am going to add subcategory to filters. And in top option, please notice I've got two options, top and bottom. Come on. So can you do it by top? Can you create bottom and parameter for me? Come on, all of you, please do it. I'll keep standstill for 1 minute. Create bottom and parameter for me. Remember on what I'm filtering. I've kept in the filter subcategory. I've kept in the filter subcategory. Okay, so let's see. So I'm sure people who have done it have done it. Bottom, I'll create a new parameter. I'll name it as bottom n. Current value as 10. Okay, that's your choice. Keep bottom. That means a start value. Okay, and say okay. Now you want bottom and on what? I will keep a sum of sales only. Why will I keep sum of sales? Because the data which you're displaying in the bar chart is on sum of sales. If you want to give something else here, you can keep it, but that is going to confuse you. So I'll keep it as sum of sales only. I'll apply it and I'll say, okay, these are the products, copiers, bookcases, appliances, which have the least sales. Look at this is bottom end coming on the bottom here. I'll go here and I'll say show parameter. So I can see the parameter on the right side. I'll just go full screen a bit. Now I would change this to type in. And I'll type in, I'll go for 5. Let's have a look. Sorry. So I can see 5 here. So what comes to my notice here is that bottom end 5 is indicating me 5 those products according to their sum of sales. This is what bottom end does. Now, this is obviously a point of, it's not a point of question, it's a point of interest, that can I have some data set? It's not a part of the tryouts, but I'm just trying to introspect my audience, my learners here, that can we have bottom and top end both, kind of being displayed onto the product, and can we apply both the filters together? I don't know. I really don't know. So I wish to ask you people that can we or not. So of course we should be able to, but the question is how. So if I just assume that if I go to the subcategory, edit filter, I could see that if I go by field bottom and top end, then either I can choose bottom or I can choose top. What is my formula, the concept? If I go by formula here, I can again see top or bottom, okay, and then there is a formula that I have to actually put over here, and it is not going to calculate really top 10. It's going to go according to a formula. So top 10 by some formula, which as of this junction of the basic 4-hour course, I don't think so. It's worth explaining and creating confusions on this. So can we do this top and bottom itself by means of just this particular field? Only the basis from here we cannot, because here we have an option of either bottom end or top end. We will have to create a calculated field separately, or we have to create a separate parameter, and then we'll have to add that over here. And how we can do that, if time permits, we will do. But please remember, you can show the top and bottom, both the products together, but usually for that we don't show a bar chart. We go to the show me option on the top right corner, and we show the data in the tabular format like this. So just try to think about it. That suppose if I look at subcategory, and if I just remove this filter, remove this filter. If I remove this filter, you can see all the entries here, isn't it? What if I put bottom end in the color marks card, and I show the bottom end is indicating it's all blue color, and if I put top end also in the color marks card, so top end shows 20. No, it doesn't make sense, right? So bottom end, if I'm choosing it 5, I don't see the filtering happening on the top end. So that's where the problem is happening, that when we are adding them to the color marks card, they are not showing the colors. I expected that maybe 5 colors should come in top end and another 5 colors for bottom end should be separate, but that's not going to come so easily. So maybe we take some time out, if time permits, to create a calculated field with bottom and top end both together, and then we apply it on this, okay, if time permits. But trust me, there are a lot of things more to do. Okay, let me clear my entire chart. Okay, now let these two parameters, bottom and top end, be here, because of time permits. I told you I'm going to show you. Right, okay. Now let's move further on to the 12th. I think we have done 12th almost. Automate the work of above filter means one need not edit filter, instead create parameter. We did that. When creating a filter under top, where you enter a value, C for create a parameter. We did that. So this is asking you to create a parameter top end. Try changing its value, see dynamic output. Try changing the input option to type in. We did that also. So indirectly the 12th tryout is over. Now, let's go into something little more interesting. Learn how to create hierarchies within the groups. So how do you create hierarchies, and what are hierarchies, by the way? This is a good data which has a clear-cut case of hierarchy. Like category and subcategory are hierarchical, no? Because category has subcategories. So learn how to create hierarchies within groups with the tryout steps below. Let me read this first and then I'll minimize it. According to business requirements, think what hierarchy you want to create. That is first job. Actually, more than the business requirements, you should have supporting data also, which should help us to create a hierarchy. Suppose we want to create a hierarchy, category, comma, subcategory. We are lucky that this hierarchical data is in the data set. Then right click on category, most of you will see. Now plot the bar graph as hierarchy versus sales. I never said category versus sales. So we will first make a hierarchy and then we'll say hierarchy versus sales or hierarchy versus profit. Okay. Let us see what this helps us to do. Let us see. Okay. First question, how do we make a hierarchy? I go on to category here. Okay. There is a down arrow key, no? I'll click on that. Then I can notice there is an option called hierarchy, which is create hierarchy. Yes, please click on it. It's asking me what do you want to give the name to the hierarchy. So I'm giving the name as category underscore sub. Category underscore sub. Okay. Okay. So category underscore sub is created. And further, I can see this category underscore sub hierarchy is only having one hierarchical term, that is category. Where is subcategory? We have to add it, no? So let us go to subcategory field and again right click on it. Go to hierarchy option. See, it is providing you an option called add to hierarchy, because he understands that you have just made a hierarchy and it will add to hierarchy will show you all the hierarchies which you have made. Then you can add this term to any of them. So now there is only one hierarchy, category underscore sub. So I'm adding to it. As I could add to this, I can notice category underscore sub is having two, category and subcategory. Now, if I drag this hierarchy, this is a symbol also of hierarchy. Please notice a hierarchy symbol clearly on the left hand side. It's a tree basis kind of a decision tree symbol, which means it's a hierarchy made. So if I drag this here, I can very clearly notice only word category coming. No, there is a word plus also coming. Please see. Plus allows you to open the hierarchy. Minus allows you to collapse the hierarchy. Plus will expand, minus will collapse. Okay. So first hierarchy has been created. Now we want to plot hierarchy versus sales or profit, whatever you wish. I'm plotting hierarchy versus sales. Please notice this. How quick it is to expand and to collapse. Much faster, much neater. Okay. So my first question. People done with hierarchy versus sales. As you can see the bar graph on my screen. Up till this point, hierarchy versus sales. If it is done, you will say hierarchy done on the chat. Very good. So most people have done with, as I can see hierarchy done. Good. Now see how beautifully you can organize with this bar chart and play with a lot of other things. Friends, on the top right corner, you have an option called show me. If you click on show me, you will see that Tableau provides total of 24 charts. Exact 24. It can't provide you more than that. 24 different charts. All charts are not applicable to the given data. The charts which are shown in dull like this, they are all dull. No? These charts which are being shown in dull are not applicable to this data. So every chart needs certain number of dimensions and certain number of measures, and accordingly only it can show. Right now the chart selected is this horizontal it says recommended is horizontal bar. It's on your choice. This is what he's saying recommended. So this particular chart needs zero or more dimensions, one or more measures. So if I select this, I'll see the entire data as horizontal, as you could see right now. This is the chart which was seen to you, but now it is coming in different colors because it is putting subcategory in the colors chart. If I want, I can remove this. It will come in blue color. But if I remove this from here, it goes back to this. It's saying, you will say how it is a horizontal chart. See, horizontal chart ही है वो, but if I just swap the rows and columns from here, it will go to horizontal only. See, it is the same chart. If I swap the rows and columns, okay. So now, what Tableau does is, Tableau recommends you that this is the best recommended chart, whether you see vertically, whether you see horizontally, different issue. But it says this is the best chart depending on the number of dimensions and measures you're selecting. Okay. Now, I want to display this chart as a text table. Now, if I look at this chart as a text table, I can very clearly notice, I repeat, I can very clearly notice that apart from category, subcategory, I'm able to see some numeric figures, and those numeric figures are indicating me some of the sales. Sum of sales in text table. Okay, I have not added this. This is automatically coming because of the chart which I've selected. Okay, now let me do one small experiment. Let me remove sum of sales from here, and let me add one more dimension from the dimension list. I'm going to play with number of dimensions now. I'm going to play with region. I'm going to play with order date. Okay, let's play with region first. I'm taking region and I'm dumping it in columns. Please notice what has come in front of you. You can see category versus subcategory, and you can see region wise. Why everything is ABC? Because you have not added any measure. My friends, none of the measures have been added. एक भी numeric quantity नहीं है आपके इस पूरे chart में. If there is no numeric quantity, how would you see any numeric here? So let us think of adding, let's say, profit. So if I drag the profit, I will drag the profit first to text so that the profit gets filled there. Now it is very difficult and very irritating to see these numeric figures. They are so tiny and there are so many numeric figures. It's very difficult to see. So what you could do for a quick glance is you could drag the profit to color marks card also. Now I think it's very easy to see. You will be wondering what is yellow and what is blue. Please show me here. See what is yellow and what is blue. On the right side, see here. Yellow is indicating loss, blue is indicating profit. So the more the darker the blue you go, the more the darker the profit you see, and lighter yellow is the loss making factor. So now what I can see here is, so we have the furniture, bookcases, chairs, furnishings and tables, central, east, south, west. It says central minus 9 and blah blah whatever value is this. It can notice that what the values we have here are not having any order. Obviously, how can they have an order? We never sorted them. Let's be honest. Did we? We did. Now you decide on what you want to sort. Suppose you say that I want to sort all my records according to the central region. Then please hover over the central region and click on the sort. Please see carefully. You have sorted all records according to central region, which says chairs having the highest profitability, and then bookcases, tables and furnishings are making loss, and the losses are shown in the increasing order. So from profit you're going to loss and you're going in increasing order. This is all the records are arranged according to central region. If you say no, I don't want to arrange according to this. I am interested to arrange according to the chairs. Fine, then click the chairs. I click the chairs and it is showing me that the chairs are selling highest in east, then in south. then in central, and least in the west. So it is your decision whether you want to sort horizontally row wise or you wish to sort according to the given column. Any one will be applicable, not both. Any one will be applicable, not both. Okay. Right now, you know what sorting has happened? Your sorting has happened on this row. Tomorrow, you cannot say, I want to sort on all the four rows and all the four columns. That's not possible. Let's be practical. So you're sorting on chairs and central right now. Two sortings are available now. On chair basis, you have sorted the chair row. On central basis, see why central was, it was in the first position. No? How did it go to the third position? Central पहला column, the third column में क्यों चले गया? क्योंकि central is at the third in descending order is at the third position with respect to chairs. But under central, chairs at the top, then bookcases, then table, then furnishings. Why? Because in the central area, chairs is having the highest sale, then comes others. Okay. So region wise, what display data we have done right now? How many people have reached to this point? As you can see on my screen, this doesn't end here. I have to go further. If you have reached to this point, please tell me yes. Or if you got stuck somewhere, please ask me on the chat. I'm quite confident somebody may have got stuck. So I can see um, um Manoj says hierarchy done. Vandana says done. Okay. And Mule says done. Jayashri says done. Vaspita done. Jayashri, Dr. Chetna, Manoj. Okay. Sonal done. Good. I'm waiting for a few more acknowledgements. Please, there is no harm. I can wait for 1 or 2 more minutes. But please reach to this point, all of you.
Sir,
Ji.
I got how you have filtered the subcategory. You got chairs in the first row, and I got
Mhm.
bookcases. No, I missed that point. How?
Okay. Okay. See, why chairs have come in the first is because I have done a sorting on central.
Okay.
Just go to central column and click on
Ah.
sort. So you will see the central
Yeah,
column
yeah,
chairs is the highest.
yeah. Okay, okay.
Mhm.
Right.
So I'm sure people who are first timers to Tableau or maybe would have been using Tableau infrequently would appreciate the fact that without coding, Tableau can do wonders for you. Without coding.
Yes, I do research in management and we do graphs, but this is really a wonderful software
Right.
wherein we do cross tabulation and everything in our data. So I think
Mhm.
now I have to practice with this.
Correct, correct. For managing people, though, this is a must. It's bread and butter today in the industry.
Yeah, because we do research papers. It's really wonderful. I have to learn,
Mm.
so apt
Correct,
for me.
correct,
Right.
correct. Okay. Jeshri says, I see data values different from the ones I see in your chart. See, data value, Jeshri, I don't think so will differ for a very simple reason. Because we are both using the same superstore. I think it is differing because you may have chosen sum of sales. I have selected sum of profit. Maybe by mistake you have chosen sum of sales. That means you have chosen the sales field instead of choosing profit. Just check that. Huh? That's it. You got the answer. Okay. Yes. Now, uh, friends, because you could understand that I have done the filtering on the basis of the region. So, what we have done technically, technically we are doing hierarchy versus profit or versus sales, whatever. That's okay. And we are displaying the data region wise. Now, let me drag out the sum of profit. Let me drag out the colors chart. Let me also drag out the region. All of you, please bring your hierarchical data in this pair form. please bring your hierarchical data in this pair form, in this basic form in which you're seeing on the screen. Okay. Now, I don't want to analyze on region basis now. I'm little interested to understand about order ID returns. See, logistics for an e-commerce company or for logistics firm, order ID returns means how many products were returned after ordering. Now, it is a very big loss making factor because all the companies give 30 days money back guarantee or 10 days money back or 10 days return policy. So when the product actually comes back, please understand there are 3 points of losses happening. There are 3 points at which losses are happening. The first point which is getting lost is the monetary part. Why? Because logistic point of view, if you're Amazon or Flipkart, you took the product from the actual loss is not of the Amazon or Flipkart, a loss is of the vendor. So you pick the product from the vendor V and brought it to the customer, and the customer had this 10 days privilege policy. So this product was returned back by the customer to the vendor. So there was courier or delivery on 2 times, one from vendor to customer and another pick up from customer back to the vendor. So if it's costing you X to deliver the product from B to C, it's going to obviously cost another X here. Hypothetically, this cost could be even more, but you are getting so the cost of your logistics have become 2x instead of X. There is a first loss. Most of the people only think of this loss, which is wrong. The second loss factor is, which is of course measurable, but not in monetary terms. It is measurable over a long-term recurring order, is a trust factor. See, every customer won't return your product because he wanted to play mischief. Every customer on Flipkart or Amazon doesn't want to play mischief with Amazon or Flipkart. They have better things to do in the world. So the second parameter is that 99% customers will return a product only when they don't like the product. So there is a loss of trust. That this brand could give me a product which I have to check. I don't know whether this product is really of the same quality as seen in the picture. The third and the most important loss factor. The third and the most important loss factor is the degradation or lowering of the ranking of the vendor for that respective product for an aggregator like Amazon or Flipkart. See, Amazon and Flipkart are not worried about you being the vendor. You will be the biggest vendor. Until it's an Apple or a Samsung is a different issue. Apple or Samsung can do blunders also and still skip away because they have that long time following. But leaving Samsung and Apple or maybe MI who have huge fan following, leaving or maybe OnePlus. So leaving couple of these brands. If today a new brand of a shirt or a new brand of electronics is coming and they make a mess with their products and so many products of them are being returned, boss, Amazon will blacklist them. So it is a great loss of reputation. Trust over Amazon is getting lost, but reputation, you do not have the vendor. Where are you worried about the vendor? Just have to deliver your product. So the vendor here is actually losing out on the credit ratings, due to which he may be discarded to sell the products on the e-commerce platform. So 3 points of losses are happening. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So now I wish to see this particular chart. Okay, I'm just doing one thing. I can see null entry here. Let me swap this first. Now it looks more clearer. So I can see null in the very first row. And say why ABC coming? ABC means there is an entry at that point. There is an entry at that point, but what entry you want to show? You want to show the entry in terms of quantity. So order ID returns. See, when the order comes back to you, it has a price. Let's say you bought a product of rupees 500 और आपने उसको return किया. So there is a sale of rupees 500. That product may have profit of rupees 50. That product will have a quantity 1, 2, 3. So I want to know from you what numeric value would you like to show about the returned order? About the returned order, I think it will make sense if I show quantity. So let me take quantity and put it to the text marks card. See very carefully. I can notice that some order IDs have never been recorded. Some order IDs have never been recorded. They are null. And the order IDs which are null, I repeat, the order IDs which are null are indicated as you could see here. So these order IDs don't have an ID. So there's a problem. I don't want to show these order IDs. See, you can't remove anything from here. You have to apply a filter to remove it. You just can't tell me ये row नहीं देखना है, so I'll delete it. Why they are null? Because these orders have been returned. There have been 2179 shares returned, but there is no record of their order IDs in the database. This is what it's trying to say. So look at this order ID, CA20. Okay, look at this order ID, CA 2014 102652. This order ID says that the furnishings, the furniture, 9 in quantity were returned for this given order. That means this order ID, somebody ordered 9, some furnishings like a sofa cover or curtains or bed sheets, and all were returned by the customer. That's okay. Point is, you have an order ID for it. Now, for order ID which are not there, I don't want to show them to my management or this thing. Maybe this is some internal adjustment which is done by the system. So what should you do in this case? In this case, I have to add a filter for removing these quantities. So what I could do is, I could take quantity to filters. Because I'm using sum of quantity, I'll choose sum. I'll go to next. In the case of special, I will choose only non-null values. Notice. No, didn't apply. Wait. Just give me a second. Order. Oh, I'm so sorry. I made a mistake. My mistake. I'm so sorry. I should have taken order ID. Where is my order ID? Order ID. Yes. Sorry. I'll take my order ID into filter. Okay. And from the order ID, please notice, from the order ID, I don't see null any which ways. I'm not seeing null here. Apply. Okay. Oh, again made a mistake. It's order ID returns. Order ID returns. Sorry. Order ID returns. It's coming. It's coming. I've dragged it, but it's coming. Where is it coming? Order ID returns. I'll untick the null field. Apply. Okay. Please notice the first row of nulls have been removed. Okay. So that's the way we remove the null values from our system or from our data set. Okay. So if you wish that I should repeat any particular step, please punch me on the chat. If you wish I should repeat any step, please put me on the chat. Or if you're getting a similar chart, which is order ID without the null fields, order ID without the null. So you can say order ID filtering, and category, subcategory wise, all the data is visible to you. So we come to know which orders were returned more frequently. So then we can introspect, no, कि क्यों return आ रहा है. As a management person, we can introspect. Good. Okay. So I can notice that most of the people have said order ID filtering done. Right. So friend, that very clearly explains to us that uh, how powerful can we be using if we just use keep things simple, we can be very powerfully displaying all the required information. Okay, now I'm clearing this chart. And we can go for hours on this chart. Trust me, because there are so many parameters here. We can go for each and every parameter. Example, the ship date, the shipping mode. We could go for postal codes, order ID returns. So there are so many options, right? Okay, can we export these plots to PDF? I'm sorry, Jayashree, we cannot. For that, we need to have a paid version. In the free version, what we could do is we can save it to Tableau Public. If I click on Save to Tableau Public, it will save as a Tableau file on the Tableau cloud. And for that purpose, you have to create a login ID or sign in to your Tableau account by either using a Gmail account or you can create your account over here. So my screen is popping up. Wait for a minute. As you could see. So if you have an account on Tableau, you have to enter your email and password. And if you don't have it, you can say create one for free. And once you've done that, once you sign in, it will allow you to save, or rather, it will save your file. And to be very honest, these varieties of files which you have drawn here, you can save about 15-20 files very easily. Okay, because they give you some limited, maybe 10 MB space is there in the latest update, 10 MB. So 10 MB space get exhausted about in 15-20 such sheets. Usually in 10-15 sheets or like this of this form, your 10 MB space will get exhausted. Okay? I will
So
clear
can
this
we
to you.
copy these files in the Word? Suppose I
No,
want this
no,
graph.
no, 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 no. You cannot because
Any chart, any visualization, we cannot. Only
no
thing is in paid also. We cannot
paid,
copy it.
paid,
We can
paid you
make
can,
it paid.
paid you
Okay.
can, paid you can save as PDF.
Okay. So from
Mhm.
that we can just cut copy. Otherwise we have to take screenshot.
Correct, correct, correct. You're correct. You will take a screenshot by doing full display like this. We will take a screenshot.
We have to paste that in as an image. Yeah.
Right, but that look very ugly. The right option is that instead of doing the presentation on
Hmm.
any other device, see, we all need to understand this is not a software for making static charts. For that, I'll prefer that you better use Word or PowerPoint only.
Hmm.
That is much better. Or use Excel. That is far easier and far better to make static charts.
Okay.
Tableau, all of you need to please understand that Tableau is when you say these kind of questions, can I save it to PDF or can I this? That means your mindset is still on the old tools in which you are able to make the static graphs. This is not the case. This is meant where you have a group of people and who are having an impromptu, fruitful discussion where we can say, can we do this? Can we do that? So when you say the discussion that okay, this is indicating sum of quantity. Can you tell me what is sum of profits? Fine. So we could actually drag the profits and dump it into colors where we come to know about this, or we could take the profit and dump it into the text part. So we are able to see both the sum of quantity and sum of the profits. So what is the point of using Tableau or ClickView or Alteryx or Power BI is that in a discussion forum, if we are having to do dynamically the changes, which we can't so easily do on an Excel or so we in fact we cannot do at all in the case of PPT or a Word, we can do it very easily here.
Okay. Okay. So it's
No
only for
problem.
to understand the data and how to handle the data
Visualize it.
and derive what is the information from the data.
So this is for visualizing data. DV,
That's
data
what.
visualization.
To to me, yeah, to have a powerful meaning that what we can do with this data.
Correct, correct. So with data visualization, you can do data mining, you can do information mining. So, and then rightfully people should make dashboards.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Right. So let me clear this for all of us and let me see what's our next experiment. Jayashree says PDF for committees. No, 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 Jayashree, it doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. If you're going to give them static data, they will call you to give dynamic data. So better is to show them Tableau presentation, Tableau dashboard rather. You can statically show them a dashboard thing which is going to come later. Wait, it's going to come later. Okay, now plot the bar graph as hierarchy. वो हो गया. Bonus tryout, I will keep it for later. I'll keep it for later. So that is a time permit. So I will definitely do that either today or maybe tomorrow evening. पक्का करूँगा मैं. But not at the priority. Priority is to learn the basic more fundamentals first. Okay, now let's have this creating a word map. Very interesting. And you see this on newspapers, you see them in magazines very often. Let's have a look. Create a word map. In the word map, name of the area, like city, state, country, is proportional to its profit or sales or some numeric measure. Is proportional to its profit or sales or some numeric measure. That means the area with the highest profit would be shown in largest size and vice versa. Okay, so question is how to make a word map. So in the word map, the best point is the name of the city or the state or the country, whatever you choose, is going to be proportional to the quantity you want it to resemble. For example, if I say that sales in California is the highest, then California is going to be shown on a very big font, and the sales in Texas is less, then Texas is going to be shown in a small font size. Okay? So how this works? Let's see. Maybe when you see the output, it will be more clearer. Put geo dimension like state names or country names into text marks card. First step. Okay, I don't need the hierarchy now. Huh? So I need one thing. I will remove the hierarchy because what happens now? See, both are in hierarchy now. Na? So if I drag this by mistake, hierarchy will also come. So what I will do is I will remove the hierarchy. If I remove the hierarchy, both terms will be separate. Category and subcategory separate. Otherwise, by mistake, while I'm talking, I'll drag it. Okay. Coming back to this. Let me put a geo dimension like state names or country names into the text marks card. Let us see. I will go for state names. Country name doesn't make sense. The country is only one, US only. And one or two entries are there for Canada. So I will go for state names. Oh my god, states are also grouped. We did the group, no? So I did the group. So I want to ungroup this, ungroup this. Because morning we had the groups, no? So both of them went into the group. If you don't want it now, I have ungrouped it. Now if you want, you can delete it. You can delete the groups. So the original state will remain. Groups are being removed. Okay, so my state is here. I'm dragging state, please see carefully. I'm dragging state, don't double click. And I'm dumping it into the text marks card. You will notice names of all the states in an alphabetical order from A to Z. Names of all the states in an alphabetical order from A to Z. Now, what is the next? Put any measure of a choice, either sales or profit, into the size marks card. Put a measure like sales, profit or sales into size marks card. First time I'm using size marks card. Whatever you feel. Let's choose profitability this time. So I'll choose profit. Size, size marks card. This shows me that California and New York are quite high in profit because they have been given bigger areas compared to Washington, Georgia, and Kentucky, or Michigan, or Delaware. And there is 10 negative. That means there are 10 such states which have negative profit. Okay, whatever is a factor there in front of. Next one. change the marks card from automatic to text. See, by default, your marks card is automatic. See this, automatic. I'll change it from automatic to text. You'll say क्या difference हुआ? कोई difference नहीं हुआ. ठीक है, patience रखिए. देखो क्या difference आया. See on the screen. You would see that the square boxes have been removed. Instant. The names of states are resembling the profitability they have, because you can see that they are in different font sizes. So it seems that the Florida is in a quite of a smaller font size because Florida is not making profit. It's negative profit in fact. And California is bigger in font size because it's making more profit. Next. Now put the profit into the color marks card so that things look more colorful. I'll do profit. I'll take profit and I'm putting in color marks card. See what has happened. See, previously looking at the font is very difficult to say what was making loss, but now it is easy because things which are shown negative, like Texas is shown negative. It means if Texas is very small in font, that means he's having either very less profit, but no, he's not having less profit. He's very having loss. Why? Because it's shown in dark yellow. That gives you an indication that he's having a lot of loss. Colorado is shown in light yellow, so it is having less loss. So now it is clear that small font size and yellow in color means loss-making states. Oh, nice. That's interesting. Okay. Now, I have said here that you can click the text marks card and make the font bold and for better clarity. That is okay. That is all formality things. That's all makeup things. You can click on this, possibly change the text. Best of this, make this bold. Looks good. More clearer, as you can see. See, it becomes more clearer. Okay. Now, let me go full screen on this. It's building up. Wait, yes. See, it's got built up. Looks much neater. I see this kind of word maps for different articles lots of times on magazine covers, or specifically business magazine covers or newspaper articles. Right? So if you have done the word map till this point by reading the instructions, listening to the instructions, then please say word map done. What is this Menti is also having? What is Menti? Indrajit, like, could you tell us what is this Menti is also having word map?
So why your map and my map is different in alignment? Like you have, is there any like I got
Alignment.
California and New York side by side, and Oklahoma is not there. So is it like I have done anything
Okay.
wrong, or we can get
No.
it's on
See,
a random basis?
without seeing your screen, without seeing your work icons and anything,
No,
comment.
no. Here, see, just see here, California and New York between Oklahoma is there. But I can see in my graph, California and New York are there. So the Oklahoma is not there. And no, all are scattered. This format is not there in my graph.
Okay, so you have missed one step. It seems you have missed one step. That is first point. And second, have you chosen profit or sales?
Okay, okay. Profit only. Profit only. Profit. Yeah, the same.
Hmm.
Some
See,
profit state. And right, so
did you change the text marks card from automatic?
font wise everything was there, text only I have chosen, and I can see these states also, but they are scattered, they are not in this format. Maybe okay, maybe in the sorting wise I have done reverse, but Oklahoma have to come in between, no? California and New York, I don't have that.
No. But no, Oklahoma may not come in between, but it has to come somewhere.
It is coming somewhere, but this
That's okay.
format is not there.
No. That's okay. That's okay. That's not a
Okay,
problem. Hmm.
yeah, right.
Okay. Okay. Fine. So Indrajit, can you also highlight to the learners out over here what is menti.com actually supposed to do? Like, is it testing mental ability of a student, or is it Mentimeter? What is it all about? Can you give us a little idea about it? Because I don't know. I have never visited this website menti.com. Either you can come on audio and speak for 1 or 2 minutes, Indrajit. That will be better, no? Instead of typing all the time.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, please tell Indrajit. Yes.
Yeah. So actually, we use it for many quizzes and all, wherein students can type in their entries, and
Mm-hmm.
if they have a similar answer, that particular word, repeated word, keeps on increasing in font size. So I thought it's similar to Menti, what they do.
Mm-hmm. Okay. 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 So is it basically quiz programs on English aptitude, or is it on all?
No, it's a simple user interface. We have to just type the text. And what similarity is, if a student answers same questions, that particular answer will keep on growing in size. So I thought it was similar to that. That's why I pointed out.
Mm-hmm. Good enough. Good enough. Very nice. Okay. So now I'm coming down to Vismita's query, which says how to ungroup. Okay. So, Vismita, suppose you if you have a group of data, then it's very simple. I don't have a group right now on my screen, but then if you have a group option, and if you go to group by, you would notice there is an ungroup option. If you have a group by data, grouped data, let me do a control Z and let me see. Yes, see. Since I've come back to my original state, you can see in my screen that I've got state group and state group one. Okay? So I'll go a little more back. So have a look at this, that state is there, that's okay. But then there is also a group information, state group and state group one. So let's say if I go to state group and do a right click, and I go to the group by option. No, not group by option. Sorry, edit group option. Not group by. I'm sorry, edit group option. Then edit group, I can see field name state group. I can select a group here and I can click the button ungroup. Similarly, I can select a group called other and I can click on the button called ungroup. This is the way. Then now there is no group, because see, ungroup has got disabled, so there is no group. Okay, and I can say apply and I can say okay. Now because your data has got ungrouped, there is no harm in you deleting the state group field. So I went ahead deleting it because I won't lose anything, no? All the data has got ungroup. Similarly for state group one also. I didn't delete this. No, don't, let's not delete it. घागे करके delete मत करो. Edit group में जाओ. New Jersey and New York का group बना हुआ है. Ungroup करो. Other group बना हुआ है. Ungroup करो. अब सारे ungroup हो गए because ungroup is showing in disabled. Apply. Okay. Now you know there is no importance of this group one. So I can select the right click and I can delete. Okay. I'll clear this old chart. Please take 1 minute consolidation rest. Think what all you have done till now. Please go through your PDF. See what all you have done. Okay. Well, so we're moving into something very beautiful which Tableau can do for us, and that's forecasting. It's very interesting to know about forecasting in Tableau. So let me try doing the forecasting. This is the 15th tryout. Then there is a 16th tryout where we're talking about making a dashboard. Now, but to make a dashboard, I need at least 2 or 3 sheets so that I can dump it into the dashboard. So what I'm going to do is to keep things little handy. To keep things little handy for making a dashboard, what all we will do is we will not delete the previous. Okay, fine. Let me do one thing. Okay, this is first and this is second. Now I will make one more sheet for the dashboard later on. Let me go with this. Okay, now let's see forecasting. What is it? Forecasting is about predicting the future value of a measure. There are many mathematical models for forecasting that all of us know. At least we have heard of. If you've not used it, we have heard of. And the best set of mathematical models is the machine learning models, which are all predicting. They're all predicting for the future only. Tableau uses a model known as exponential smoothing. It's a time-based model. In time series forecasting, you have exponential smoothing, you are having auto regression model, you are having moving average model, and you have an ARIMA model, auto regression integrated with moving average. I repeat, in time series forecasting, we have some models like exponential smoothing, AR, auto regression, MA, moving average, and ARIMA, which is auto regression integrated with moving average. So there are some more models like this in time series forecasting. Okay? You haven't to worry about it because it is already internally implemented in Tableau. When we do this in Python, then of course all the internals have to be known because Python has a complete paradigm of data analytics, which is of course not being the part of your FDP programs, but then people who are in the management are very people who are in the business analytics side of management, not per se management. In the business analytics side of management, they are very keen on the time series forecasting aspect. But of course, for that, strong programming skills are required. In exponential smoothing, recent observations are given, recent observations, matlab latest observations, are given relatively more weight than the older observation. That's a funda. So in exponential smoothing, what you're doing is, जो latest entries है, उनको आप ज़्यादा weight, ज़्यादा importance दे रहे हो than the older entries. These models capture the evolving trend or seasonality of the data and extrapolate. Extrapolate why? See, if I tell that this is my graph, just hold on, it's not responding. Yeah. Friends, if I tell that I have a graph of some particular product or let's say stock market like this. Now, if I am asking you to predict me a value which is in the range, then what you're doing is interpolation. So if I look at asking you a value from this min to this max, this is the min and this is the max. Within this range of min to max, if I'm asking you to find the value of this point or maybe this point or maybe this point, then you are doing this I, where I stands for interpolation. But if I ask you to predict a value beyond the min or above the max, that is below the min or above the max, then you are looking at a territory which is uncharted. You don't have any measurements or any observations of this area. So this is your prediction that the graph would go like this, or the graph would go like this. It depends on whatever you predict. So whatever you predict, accordingly, whatever answer you give me, you're not interpolating, you are extrapolating. Okay? This is called extrapolation. Right? Now, the result of the forecast can become a field. The result of the forecast can become a field in the visualization created. That's okay. Now, Tableau takes a time dimension. Tableau takes a time dimension and a measure field to create a forecast. So how do we do this? Let's see. Create a line graph of sales versus order date. Thank God we came to date, because since morning we were not able to use date at all. But actually, since morning doesn't mean a big time. This is like 3.5 hours to my session, 2 hours and this 1.5 hours. So obviously nobody will come to date on Tableau in the first 4 hours of a session. So we're creating a line graph of sales versus order date. Okay, seems to be simple. I'll go for order date here. Immaterial, you dump it in rows or columns. Uski chinta kabhi mat karna. It's immaterial where you dump your date, because you can always reverse the rows and columns. And I'm dumping my sales here. As you can see, some kind of erratic and a stupid line graph has got drawn, because dates are coming on the y-axis. For all scientific technical reasons, I hope you will agree with me, date or time should be on the x-axis. It makes a lot of valid sense. So let me swap the rows and columns. Looks decent. Looks decent. Because order date is a date column, by default date is hierarchical. It's made up of year. Year is made up of quarters. Quarter is made up of, let me expand. Quarter is made up of months, and months are made up of days. So you say, sir, I would have got a very long graph. Of course, you would have got a very long graph. You can just keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. Yes, you have got a very long graph, no doubt about it. It's year month wise. It's year month wise. Okay? Oh my God. Okay, I don't want to such a lengthy graph. So I'll collapse it till the quarter. So this is, you can compare very clearly the sales figure of 2014, 2015, 16, 17 without messing them up together. Is vis-a-vis, one after the other, clearly visible. Okay. Now, what next? Try to open up the date from year wise to month wise and see the effect that we have already seen. In case if forecasted sales shows break in between, choose forecast on. Oh, I'm so sorry. I forgot to read the point behind. So I forgot to read. I'm sorry. Now go to top menu, analysis, and show forecast. So let me do this right now. I'm going to analysis, as you can see, and there is an option called forecast, as you can see, and it has only one option enabled: show forecast. I click on show forecast. You'll be wondering क्या हुआ? ऐसा हुआ कि the data which you have no, or which we have in Superstore is for 4 years, from 2014 to December or third quarter, October 2017. So what has got predicted is, we have predicted the values for the last quarter of 2017, and further we have predicted the value for the entire year of 2018. But you will feel there is a break, so you can make it to year. But again, you will notice there is a break. See, this is some forecast coming for 2018. But where is the forecast 2016? 17 kidhar gaya? Why 17 is not got lost? The point is, this is the way Tableau is indicating to you that if you want me to connect 2017 smoothly to the forecast of 2018, then please change me from discrete to continuous. That is first point. I'll explain you why this cone is coming here. Wait. But to join this break, see, I have written it also for you. In case of forecasted sales shows break in between, which is doing, then choose forecast and attribute. Choose forecast on attribute instead of dimension. Okay, so where do I find choose forecast on attribute? Where do I find that? I've said look into the marks section. This is the marks section here. This is a forecast here. And there are two things, dimension and attribute. Okay, let me choose attribute. What do you notice? I notice a smooth connectivity. And question is, what is this cone coming around here? The cone is actually the confidence interval, or it is a range. That means the cone says that I am forecasting, I am predicting that this could be the sale in 2018, but it could vary from this range to this range. This is the variation possible. So there's a huge variation possible, which you have to measure by going along the y-axis. Okay, so this is the way you forecast. So how many people were able to forecast in this particular way? Please tell me forecast done on the chat. Okay,
Sir,
done. Forecast done.
Rocky sir,
Yes, yes, yes. Please.
you have done in format for no analysis forecast. I was not getting in forecast highlight option. Where I have gone wrong? I have gone with year, order date. I got some sales I got. Then afterwards you have chosen analysis, and on that you have highlighted the forecast. Forecast was active, but in my Tableau it is not been active. So I missed somewhere the step. So I
Correct. Correct. You have missed some steps. That's right. Wait, hold on. Let me look at other routes also. Wait.
okay.
Okay. So very few people have said forecast done. Let me do this once again so that all of you are able to see it. So this time, instead of doing it, see it first. Careful.
Okay.
Yeah. So friends, how we are doing it is I'm not doing anything on my own. I am reading my own steps very carefully. So that because this is there, this PDF is there with you. You should have faith that okay, even Rocky read this PDF and did it, so it means even I can do it. So I'm first creating a line graph of sales versus order date. So let me pick up the sales. It's immaterial where you dump the sales. Don't worry about it. You dump the sales in the rows or columns. It's immaterial. You can always swap the rows and columns. And from the dimension, I'm choosing order date. Order date. Okay. You can see very clearly some simple line graph has come up, which indicates that the sales volume in 2014 was good. It reduced in 2015, but it increased in 2016 and further increased in 2017. Now I want to forecast. What do you feel about 2018? This is the forecast means. Now, keeping this graph in place, I'm going to analysis. I'm going to analysis, and I can have an option called forecast, and I choose show forecast. So with respect to the forecast, it tells me that this is the figure estimated in 2018. So the forecasted figure of 2018 sales is 6,85,981, and the variation possible is the forecast variation possible with 95% confidence. I hope you know confidence interval from statistics. So your variation indicates that you could go from 800K to as low as approximately about 590 or 580K. Although the predicted value is 6,85,091, but it could vary from any of this range. So accordingly, your business decision should be taken. Now, whether it decreases, whether it increases, but in all situations, looking at historical data, heuristics, looking at historical data, your maximum variation possible would be from 8 lakhs to 5 lakh 90. Although the predicted value is 6,85,981 with 95% confidence. By default, Tableau predicts with 95% confidence. Okay. Now, so now the point is this, Dr. Chetna, your question is wrong. So you would be maybe at some time later I could correct it. So the point that happens here is that we have been given a confidence interval range, and this dot here indicates the total amount of sales. But the problem here is there is a break. Now, to remove this break in Tableau, we have to go to forecast and check mark the attribute where that smoothness comes in. So the attribute makes you connect. So 2017 progressing to 2018, we expect, so because it's the exponential smoothing technique, no? So you will have the exponential smoothing technique where the line is actually joining together. Don't be under the impression that this light line, which is an estimate, please notice, it's an estimate. It's not saying that the sum of sales in 2018 is going to be 6,85,000. Only God can come and say you that. This is not God, this is Tableau. He's saying that the value of your estimated can range from 8 lakhs to 5,90,000 with a mean value of 6,85,981. This is a kind of a normally distributed curve, isn't it or not? Think it of a normal distributed curve. But this is the mean value in between. Simple as that, right? So now people who couldn't do it will please try this out.
Yeah, now I have done what I have done is for quarter data, I didn't deactivate it and I was seeing. So, and after deactivation also it was not. Now I got it this. Yeah.
So once you have shown the forecast, under forecast, all options will get enabled.
Yeah.
Okay, all options are going to get enabled now because forecast is seen.
Yes.
And
Right.
if anybody wants to research more on statistical aspects of it, they can go to forecast options and look at the statistical part of it. You can see show the prediction intervals. 95% is what I was mentioning about. Automatically, they're showing you for the next 5 quarters, but you can choose whatever period they want to show. And the forecast model which they have chosen is automatic. Automatic will consider seasonality. Without seasonality will not consider seasonality. So if I do automatic without seasonality and do it here, you'll notice this is the kind of prediction for it. This means seasonality is not being considered. Again, what is seasonality? Please, you will have to go and refer time series forecasting topics to know what seasonality is. Okay? Right. So going back into analysis, going back into forecast options, I want seasonality to be considered. And if I choose something here, say I get a narration here. Currently using source data from 2014 quarter 1 to 2017 quarter 3 to create a forecast through 2018 quarter 4. That means you're creating a forecast from fourth quarter of 2017 exactly for 1 year to the fourth quarter of 2018. Total of 5 quarters, but we went 1 year ahead. Looking for potential seasonal patterns every 4 quarters. This is the narration for it. Okay, right. All the Tableau's prediction model is not very great. It is just for an approximation technique. Okay, I'll let this sheet remain. I'll not delete this sheet. I'll let this sheet remain. And I'm going to add one more sheet here. Please notice, new worksheet. And in this worksheet, I'm going to add a dummy. I'll make a dummy graph. Very quickly, I'll make a dummy graph because I'll tell you why I'm doing that. Please look at the 16th experimentation. Introduction to dashboards and storyboard. Storyboard to forget it. At least let's go to dashboard. Storyboard is collection of sheets shown as a PPT. It's very simple. If time permits, so sab theek hai. I'm going to do this COVID-19 real-time data, COVID-19 India data on 10 tomorrow evening. Okay, right. Because the S.P.I.T backend committee members for assessment, they have planned to give to all the participants a Tableau case study, giving the supply chain management data related to logistics of HIV AIDS vaccination given by developed countries or by who to underdeveloped countries. So to do that, you will have to make a dashboard, right? So we will definitely do dashboard tomorrow evening. Right now, let me make one more sheet very quickly, super quick. Let's dump in the hierarchy here. This is what hierarchy, category, subcategory, right? Let me dump in region here. Okay. Let me dump in profit here to text. Also, let me dump in profit here in color. ठीक है ना? So all your information is here in place. Now because we are used to this convention, ना घर-घर ऐसा convention रखने का जरूरत नहीं है. We are used to the convention that yellow means loss, blue means profit. We are used to this convention, so we can remove this and hide card. So we get more area to see our chart. Similarly, in the first sheet, you all know that the part which comes earlier has to be actual. The part which comes later has to be estimated, and this also indicates to you. Now we have got used to this, so I can hide this also. Okay. Now, see very carefully what I'm doing. See for 2 minutes, then do it yourself. I have an option here called New Dashboard. See, I click on this. Okay. You can notice a new dashboard has got created. This is my dashboard. Okay, one. So what I will do is I'll just first of all rename my sheets. It doesn't look good, na sheet 2 and all that stuff. So I'll make it a second. So first and second are my sheet names. This is okay. Dashboard 1 is okay. But this dashboard 1 is showing me drop sheets here and it is only giving me half the screen, not giving full screen. This problem may not be with all. Some of you, when you click on dashboard, you will see this white screen going end to end. But in some cases, it will only show half. So that's because of the default settings of Pablo. So don't need to worry. It takes up actually screen resolution and does all this stupid work. So don't worry about it. What we will do is we'll go to the size attribute. Please notice here, size attribute. I click on size and it is giving me a min size and max size. So if I untick min and max, no, sorry, I try to increase this. Automatic. I just made the size range to automatic. Please notice, I made the size range to automatic. The dashboard will resize to fit any screen it is displayed on. Okay, so this is the first thing which all of you have to do. So tell me that. Did you open a dashboard and did you change the size to automatic? If yes, tell me yes on the chat. You opened the dashboard and you made the size automatic. Great. Now, what is going to be our next step? I assume that we have 2 sheets. If you don't, then you can make a second sheet. If you don't have 2 sheets, you can please make one. Okay. Now what I have to do is I can notice there are sheets are here. I can drag this sheet. I can drag this sheet and bring it over. You drag it only. Everything has been drag and drop only till now, as you have been noticing. Okay. So this sheet I'll go full screen for more visibility. Notice. My God, the screen is taking up all the area, Rocky sir. Where will I put the other sheet? Patience, patience. We will. So this sheet here has an option. It says more option. And there is an option called floating. I'll click on floating. Wow, correct. Floating will make it floating, where you can move it wherever you want to. Let it be here. Patience, let it be here. Okay. Let's go for the second sheet and drag it and bring it here. So the second sheet is here. Bring him down. Oh, he can't come down. Why? Because he's not floating. How will he come down? He's in fact overlapping the other sheet. So let me select this other sheet, bring him down. See, this is a second sheet here. But he's not floating. He's fixed. By default, every sheet will come on the top only. He's fixed. So go to the sheet. If you think where he is in the right place, it's okay. But if you think no, I want to make him also floating so that I have flexibility to move him wherever I wish to, may mark him floating. Okay? Now, after marking him floating, I think this sheet should take the upper space because this is giving you some information and that information doesn't need so much of height, but it needs a width. So I'm giving him a sufficient width. You can adjust the width according to how much space he needs. Give him more, how much space he needs. Don't give him more. And now you know that whatever space is left, can be consumed by the next sheet. So I have not kept the two charts meaningful to each other. Please understand, I randomly drew the charts, but then yes, the charts may make meaning to each other. Let us do one small thing. Let me add one more sheet quickly. Let me add a simple bar graph of category, subcategory versus sales. Okay, right? Super simple. This is got made. If you want, you can even put profit into the color marks card so that you can see the color shading. I don't want this because this is I'm got मतलब रट्टा हो गया हम सबको याद पड़ गया है कि yellow means loss and blue means profit. Hide the card. Let me go sheet 3. This is third sheet. Rename. Good. Okay. Let me go back to the dashboard. If you want, you can just shift the third sheet. You can just drag it to the left. So this is the dashboard here. So dashboard also has an option to bring in the third sheet. Please do it. Why you should wait for it? So I'll drag the third sheet and bring it here. Yeah, but it's looking ugly. Something here, something here. He's overlapping, my friend. He's taking the whole space. He's actually overlapping other sheets. So you have to go here and mark him floating. Oh, yes. And then bring him here to the right place. See, all your sheets in good place. They look good now. Now, in one of the sheets, you can make him the master. You can make him master. Yes, you can make one of the sheets as master. Let me go to this sheet in which I have the ear columns here, or maybe go into the sheet where I have the chairs and all that stuff, and I can mark him as master. I have an option called use as filter. Look at this, use as filter. I click on this. So this sheet is going to be used as filtering for all other sheets. Example, if I click on chairs here, please notice carefully. You are seeing that the third sheet has now become the master and other two are slaves, or parent-child relationship, relational databases, parent-child relationship. I selected chair here, so I'm seeing in the category subcategory furniture, I can see chairs, so that means category furniture, subcategory chairs. These are the sales for all the regions, and the sales year wise only for chairs have been so and so, and the prediction for chairs is so and so. तो यार रॉकी सर टेबल्स लॉस मेकिंग है, टेबल्स बताओ. देख लो टेबल्स, मैं क्या बताऊं, आप क्लिक करके देख ही लो. See how tables are going up and down. So it seems that the tables went higher up, then came down, and then they plan to increase as they go up. And these are the figures for the tables actual sales for central, east, southern, west region, isn't it? So it's quite informative. This kind of dashboard, if your students make, if you make to your management, you make it for your colleagues or your departmental meetings or presentations to other companies or to AICT government departments for getting some funds for some projects, then it makes sense. And this is dynamic. So they can impromptu ask a question and impromptu. And now because the things have gone virtual meeting, this is the best thing to actually do, isn't it? Of course, I should have data and I should have a mindset of what, unreasonably somebody cannot ask you a question. Impromptu. That becomes very difficult to answer. But yes, we can get a holistic picture of what we want to project to the person. Right? Yeah. So how many people were at least able to make a dashboard with two charts and the filtering enabled? With at least two charts and the filtering enabled. Will please acknowledge yes.
Sir, I am unable to drag the graph from, I have done floating of the second sheet, and first sheet, okay, it has fitted into, but second also is going and fitting into the first graph, and I am unable to drag it. So second also we have to do float only, no sir?
Float for everyone.
Yeah, then why I am unable to drag it to the side, wherever
फ्लोट
the
नहीं हुआ
graph.
होगा ना डॉक्टर पुष्पा, फ्लोट नहीं हुआ होगा ना वो फ्लोट, चेक करो
हाँ,
फ्लोट नहीं हुआ है। फ्लोट होगा तो ऐसा आपको एरो आएगा ऊपर, 3 डबल एरोस।
कहाँ एरो कौन सा
ये देखो ना, ये सी ऑन माय
हाँ
स्क्रीन, कैन
हाँ
यू सी
हाँ
3 कॉलम लाइंस? हाँ, तो
हाँ।
फ्लोट नहीं बना है आपका, आपका फ्लोट नहीं बना होगा।
अच्छा, तो फ्लोट बनने से ऐसे दोनों लाइंस आएंगे, ओके।
फ्लोट होने पर 2
ठीक।
लाइंस आती, करेक्ट।
तो वो लाइंस को लेके खींचना था, मैंने उसको नहीं खींचा, ओके राइट। तो filter I have not gone with your same graphs.
That's okay.
Simultaneously I made,
That's okay. That's
yeah.
okay. But filter option will come beside every graph. So you have to choose filter option only on one of the graphs. Huh? Don't choose on all. Only on one graph.
Okay, okay, right.
Okay. So Dr. Chetan is acknowledged. She is done. Indrajit says done. Manoj says done. Mule ma'am says done. Vandana done. Vesmita is done. Dr. Pushpa now says done. Good. Jayashri done. Good. Okay, so Dr. Vandana has said, no? Vandana has said, no? Where is a filter enable option? I can't see it in mine. In your case, it's showing. Filter enable option is when you hover on it. You see the filter. What is there to be enabled? You can see the filter on the right. It's the filter, user's filter. It's given. No? You have to hover on the chart. Only if you hover, it will show you the filter, not otherwise. Okay, right? So, Vandana, I hope you found your filter now. If not, then I think you need to take a break, have a filter coffee, and then get back to Tableau once again. Right. So, friends, let me clear my sheet completely. Okay. And so the session for today is over, friends. What we had planned till 16th one, it's over. I'm going to meet you tomorrow, again tomorrow evening, with the part of the bonus tryout and working on the COVID data. So that should take us approximately about 1 hour 10 minutes in all total. And once that is done, then I will be discussing about an internship portal which me and my team members have made using a lot of AI for our company, and we'll be discussing about that product. So it's a which is genuinely good product which has helped more than about 13,000 odd students all India, and also students from Nepal, Vietnam, Pakistan, and Sri Lanka. And you will realize of how we are providing internship and how we've been appreciated by the best of the industry people and best of the companies. So many people have made YouTube videos actually on Suven Consultants internship portal also. So we have not done anything. We have only worked hard in serving the social cause of the students able to do some quality internship. So we will talk about it tomorrow when I meet you tomorrow evening, friends. Yeah. So I hope all have done with the session, and now I give over the control to Dr. Athos, sir. Yeah.
Thank you, Rocky sir. Thank you very much once
Yes. Yes.
again.
Yeah, sir. For the COVID-19 data set which I'm going to use tomorrow, I'll be providing the links tomorrow only.
No problem.
Hmm.
tomorrow.
Yes, yes.
I will
Assignment has to
days
be given
to solve.
tomorrow after they do their complete practice. That means, yeah, once they are a little more comfortable tomorrow, because they should also have time to consolidate things.
Yes.
Right. Sure. Yep. Thank you, everyone.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, all the participants. So tomorrow we will meet again morning, 10 a.m. We will have calls up from Aina, everything about time series. So please join line. Do not uh, do not allow us to. It doesn't look good, right? Do not wait for my WhatsApp as a final letter. Now that become a tendency. I can see if what's not there, myself so to और WhatsApp जाने फटाफट आ जाते 5 मिनट में, लेकिन टाइम होगा तो आ जाया करो. चलो, थैंक यू. Assessment sheet completely on whatever you learned to write hardly 4 lines. Please put it on model. Thank you very much. Thanks. Okay, sir. We'll meet